Kick this off by speaking to Vanessa Sturman, who's a vegan, a transformational health coach, and also an award-winning speaker. Vanessa, great to have you on this afternoon. I know you became a vegan almost 10 years ago now. What inspired you? What motivated you?
Yeah, so I will say, first of all, lovely to be on here. And yes, I went vegan 9 or 10 years ago. But very importantly, I was already what we call plant forward. So even though for many years before that, I was eating everything, all animal products, I saw so many benefits just from building in more plant-based whole foods. So we're talking fruits, vegetables, beans, lentils, nuts, seeds, and whole grains and root vegetables. And then when I went fully vegan 10 years ago, I did that because I understood more about animal cruelty. I realized that actually our biggest disruptor to our environment was animal agriculture. And I realized the health benefits of going exclusively plant-based. But it's so important here to realize that you don't have to be restrictive and you can get massive benefits just by building in more plant whole foods.
When you talk about those benefits, just tell us what they are. And one of the reasons we're asking this today as well is that an increasing number of Olympians say they've prepared for the Olympics by going on a vegan diet, and as a result they've felt fitter, stronger and faster. Now it's obviously limited because obviously the vast majority aren't, but in terms of health benefits, what does that look like to you and me, the average person who aren't Olympians, you know?
100%, yes. And, you know, in our own way, we're all Olympians, aren't we? We all want to perform well. We want to perform well at work. We want fantastic relationships. So we can think of ourselves as Olympians like that. But we get a massive reduction in potentially getting diseases, lifestyle diseases that are rife in this country and the Western world, like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, blood pressure, you know, high blood pressure, for example. All of these can cause people to die early, but really decrease the quality of life that they have. So by building in more plant-based whole foods, so for example, swapping out, you know, red meat in your week for legumes, that's your beans, your lentils, your pulses, your peas, for example. So having a lentil curry instead of a beef bolognese, for example, can reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes if you do that enough during the week. So we've got reduction of disease, but then we also help our gut health, for example, and we know that's fantastic for performance, immunity, hormones. Our good gut bacteria eat fiber, and fiber is only found in plants, and most people are actually deficient in fiber. Only about 1 in 10 people are getting the fiber they need. So we've got these benefits for our performance, plus all the micronutrients we get from these foods, and a reduced risk of disease.
Okay, look, there's another side to this as well, Vanessa, and I think it's important that I mention, we're talking about this study which was from Stanford University in California. It was a limited study. It noted within the conclusion that this is short-term and cutting out meat and animal products may indeed cause diet deficiencies in the long term in other places, such as vitamin B12, which of course is essential for healthy blood and nervous system. And of course, we're talking there about meat, fish and dairy. And a lot of farmers listen to us here at Radio Wales. You know, they're going to be pretty cross that you're suggesting we buy less meat, or suggesting effectively that you'd suggest that. I mean, what would your response to that be, and would you see the balance within the conversation?
Yes, so there's always balance within the conversation. And like I said, we don't have to go fully vegan to get the benefits and to also benefit our environment as well. You know, it can be about massively reducing in different areas and upping in other areas. I would think about it as adding in, you know, really go for what else can I add? Can I add more fruit to my breakfast, more nuts? We're going to get really great benefits from doing that. And it shouldn't be about restriction. Now, the study itself, yes, it was short term, but we have thousands and countless studies that show us the reduced risk of disease that we get by building in more plant-based whole foods. And we know that some of the people that are living longest in the world, what we call in the blue zones, are predominantly plant-based. But that does not mean we have to cut everything out at all. But this is really about understanding what benefits we can get for our health. And I know Wales is very focused on tackling obesity, for example. And by building in more fiber, that helps cut cravings. It can really help, again, reduce the risk of disease, but it can help us reduce cravings and stay a healthy weight without dieting, for example. So these are all very important. And just because one study is short term, and it's important to understand that, we can look at the swathe of other studies out there that say actually we do all need to be increasing plant-based whole foods and reducing on some of the animal products, especially because of the high amounts of saturated fat and cholesterol you get in many of those.
Vanessa, thank you so much. That's Vanessa Sturman, who's a vegan transformational health coach.